It's not 1080p before people ask. Because my OBS will crash. Shout out to OBS. Hi gang. I don't usually talk during this bit. This is a treat for you. Because I wanted to just sing along to the song. I didn't forget. It'll crash my OBS. So it'll be fine. Alright? Don't worry. Right then, gang. Let's run that funky intro I've got, and let's kick this off. If you're enjoying the stream so far, because it's been bloody good, drop a like. Hooray! We're back again! I've done so many of these streams during this series. Never did that before in previous saves, so this is exciting. Hello to everybody in the chat. If you watched on the rebroadcast, this is a transfer / beginning of the season special. We're on the 1st of August. We've had our transfer window. Of course, if you missed last episode of Thames, probably watch that before you watch this, because that will be somewhat of a spoiler. But we kick things off in the Sky Bet Championship again, so we'll see how we get on. There are now 2 legends at the club. That's right, Severe Altadal and Dr. Benji. Friends at last, although he's a bit moody at the moment because, you know, he gets a little bit grumpy now and again, does Altadal, but a hero. And hopefully we're going to create more heroes today. You can see that icon, create a personnel. I'm sure people are interested, so I'll leave it there for now. Season tickets hopefully going through the roof, a little bit of time. And you can see there, if we go on this here, we've got our new captain, well, not a new captain, I think he's captain again, but a new vice captain. It's Ben. He's here. He's her. But he's her. That's the title of the stream and the video. Ben her. As chat, we'll be answering questions later on. If you've got any questions you want to throw my way, by all means you can do. Really, chat. So if you're not here live, I'm talking to the live chat. If you've never seen that before on Twitch or on YouTube, then this is new. I'm going to be asking for second opinions. Nice shirt. # scenes available now. All good merch. We'll stop it, Ben. It's ready and available at all times though. # scenes available now for the low price of I can't remember. Right. Does it say on there actually? Yeah, it does. £14, but bargain, if anything. Right then, let's have a look at what we've done so far and run you through the transfers that we've gone through. And it should be... I'm not happy. I'm not very happy. Lots of players have left. Lots of players have come in. That's our current situation. We'll deal with all of this. It's a work in progress, viewers. Okay, lots can still happen. We'll talk it through in a minute. Players have left for real money. I know it's a shock to the system. Before we look at those, though, let's look at the released players. And oh boy, have we got busy with the released players. Lots of them have disappeared, and I feel quite good about most of the ones that have left. If I'm completely honest, Scott Burgess has gone. Of course, came in, had an almighty season in that first year. Never forget that one season he had in League One. He was part of the back-to-back tribute. Tipping was a backup player really that never featured a massive amount. Had one good season in the Championship where he got 9 in 17 for us. The beard's gone. The beard is gone. Now, people might be sad that the beard's gone, but he's gone to Forest Green. And he's gone to a League One team, so he clearly isn't Championship standard, so I don't feel too bad about it. Again, another player was brought in for a bit of money, had one decent season, and then, well, we had to move him on again. Paddy Lloyd, centre-back cover, he's gone to Millwall, again, League One. So all the players I've let go, they've all gone down a step, so I don't feel too bad about it. The big one, though, and he's been a mainstay for quite some time, and I've shipped him out, is Lawrence Smith. Still without a team, so again, I feel relatively good about that. But yeah, not ideal, is it? I mean, he's had an interesting career at us. Of course, he was one of the players that we brought in without a history because of leagues loaded and all sorts. But he's left the team, basically, because I'm not going to be playing that position anymore. So, don't really need him. That reminds me, I need to train Keon Harris, who is still at the club. Right. Let's look at the rest of the... If it shouldn't be blurry for anyone. I mean, I'm looking at the stream right now. It's not overly blurry. Although it's equally not at 1080 because I'm a silly boy. But it should be fine to view anyway. It should be okay. Yeah, just reset your eyes. Right then. Brian Parkin, Rion Cummings and Kevin Drury have left. I should say, if people haven't got time to watch this whole live stream, I'll say this at the start actually. There will be a summary video tomorrow, probably, where we go over all the things that I talk about in this stream, as well as obviously some more matches and things like that. So don't worry. I understand not everyone's got the time. Well, there's no World Cup today, so I don't know what else you're doing with your lives. Brian Parkin, then, he's gone to Birmingham. He was brought in for real money. He's been sold for real money. Money ball, I'd like to call it, although we have paid him a wage, so really it's not that much money made. But yeah, I didn't love him at left back. I kind of wish he hadn't left now, but you can see he's not brilliant. He's gone to Birmingham, who again, a Championship side. Just a bit indifferent, really. I guess that's how I look at that. Ryan Cummings, again, I feel good about all my sales, really. Notts County, Championship side, recently promoted from League One. That makes sense for Ryan Cummings. I know he looks decent and he still probably could do a job for me, but he was on a massive amount of money, and I thought for the money he was on, he wasn't really giving me back what I wanted. 4 goals in 9 assists. It's not dreadful, but with the amount of goals we score, kind of want a little more from him, if I'm being completely honest. And Kevin Drury, again, brought in for real money, sold for a profit. Moneyball. He was the player we brought in and got injured. He's now gone back to Scotland. I feel a bit bad about it. Now, you can see stuff's happened. Pat Street, we'll start with him. He's back again for another season. On loan from Manchester United, central midfield. We'll be playing on the left of a 3. There you are, spoilers. Had a fantastic year for me last year. I mean, look at him, the unsung hero of last season, arguably. So, yeah, very good. Is it coming home? No. So you can see, very good player. Bring him in once again. Hopefully he'll develop with me. I thank you to Manchester United for being one of my affiliates. Much love to them. We've also got a player from Liverpool in on loan. Ryu Johnson, another affiliate. Hello. Yeah, that's right. He's here now as an affiliate too. He's quite good, actually, to be fair. When you look at it all in all, on loan from Liverpool, not having to pay him any money, in behind 2 strikers, he's pretty good. I'll give you that, viewers. He's not bad at all. I spent a few loan spells out on a lot of different places. Had a decent spell with Rotherham. It was pretty underwhelming for Forest last season, which is a bit of a concern. But I think is it Rue Johnson? Maybe Rue. But there we are. I'm disappointed there's no hotkey for 3 Lions. There is. Anyway, we'll keep moving, keep on moving on. Right, so Pat Street's here, Johnson's here as well. Connor Dugdale has been brought in, but we'll get to Colin Harvey first. Colin Harvey, another central midfielder that's been brought in. You might be looking at this going, Ben, you were stressing out on Twitter. What's the problem? We're a bit thin. We're a bit thin on the ground. Passing's very good. First touch is very good. Mentally very solid as well. 21 years of age. On loan from Watford. He's essentially, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, Stevie Foster. He's basically Stevie Foster with other things other than passing and first touch. So it's a plus point, isn't it? 5'7", very similar to Steve Foster, if anything. Had a spell at loan at Fulham last year. Did all right. Hopefully he'll do far better for me. I've taken a bit of a gamble on that one. It's the defence that's the problem, viewers. We'll get to that in a minute. But speaking of the defence, Connor Dugdale, backup centre-back, really, although at the start of the season, we'll probably be starting unless one of our loan players that we want comes in. 6'2" of English meat. Had a loan spell at Bolton last year in the Championship, where he did okay. Before that, played for Leeds in the Championship. So a Championship standard player. Started his career at Liverpool. Never really worked out there. But yeah, heading, marking, tackling, all very good. Passing's a little bit indifferent. But positioning, determination, teamwork also very good. For the centre-back role that I play, he's got basically everything we need. Good strength, jumping reach. He should be a decent acquisition, I think. Decent 3-star player, according to that. Jake Vokins has been brought in. Left back. Oh, this is where it gets. First choice left back. Yep, that's the problem. Maybe not. We'll see as we sort of go through the rest of the transfers. But Jake Vokins, left back, 2-star. Current ability, 2-star, 33 years of age. Played in the Championship last year. He was brilliant. So let's just focus on the fact he was brilliant. All right, okay, we've got problems. And then in the centre of midfield, of course, we've let Lawrence Smith go, so I needed someone new to come in and sit in the centre of that midfield. And I think with a little bit of potential, 23 years of age, Ash White might be that guy. Says he's down as a backup. We've got him on a free transfer, which I don't think is too bad. Played last year in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Look. He was at Wolves once, let's bear that in mind. He's not brilliant. So we've got work to do today. Transfers hopefully incoming. And we'll talk through some of the trials and tribulations of my transfer window so far. It's been a stressful time. Of course, the one you've all been waiting for, Ben Hur is officially a Thames player. Oh my dearie me. Can play as an advanced forward. I've been training him there to get there. He can now do it superbly on that left-hand side. Moves into channels. Scored 7 goals in 9 pre-season matches. And I should say, pre-season has gone fantastically well. A 5-2 win over Manchester United. We've beaten Fulham, Crystal Palace, Brentford, not to Chelsea and Arsenal. But apart from that, an unbeaten pre-season. One more game to go. Hopefully a bit of a tune-up game against the Dutch side that should allow us to be fantastic. But Ben-Hur is officially a Thames player. By Jove, I'm happy about it. So yeah, exciting stuff on that front. And team-wise then, squad-wise, it's not brilliant, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. Robbie Edmund is also here on loan for another season, as is Joe Holmes, as we talked about that last year. He's here again for another season. Hopefully we'll have a fantastic time. And Robbie Edmund's also here, but has a broken foot, so won't be available for a little while, which is why I started to stress out a little bit, because all of a sudden, all of the plans were collapsing. Kay Morris is still our right back again. Not a problem, fine, not a problem at all. Lazaro is still developing very nicely. And yeah, at centre-back now, Conor Dugdale is going to have to start, which is okay, because he's not a bad player, but it wasn't what I wanted. So, system-wise, we're going with something very similar. It's still called Thames Diamond, although it's not really Thames Diamond, though it kind of is, as White will be dropping slightly deeper. This is the system I want to try out this year. Now, I need to train Renato to play as a target man. The problem is his heading is shocking, so maybe we don't do that, actually, retrospectively. Maybe we just play him as a poacher and have these two up top, poachering. They're my Brazilian wonders. Renato and Ben-Hur will start this season for me. I would have assumed Tyler Davis probably would have started if he was available, but he's out injured for a few weeks, so he won't be featuring. And, of course, Altidal is still here, although will probably be more of an impact player this season, unless, of course, Renato doesn't score, and then we have to bring in Altidal to carry us through with 25 goals in 6 games. So that'll be good. The rest of the squad is pretty thin on the ground, I would probably say. Pretty thin on the ground. Sam Reed, there's 2 goalkeepers. Defenders there's not many defenders. And striker-wise, we're very good. Midfield-wise, we're pretty good. Attacking midfield, I've got another player coming in as well. As I say, loads of players coming in. As it happens, we'll talk through them. Some for money, some not. And there's one player, one man in particular, that if you just be following me on Twitter, at Dr. Benchy, available now on social media, always there, that I've been after for ages, I guess is the phrase. Where was it? I was after him recently. I gave it a rest for a little bit. We're going back in for him right now. Is this chap here. Lol, yo, lol, Kamalo. Shout out to Football Manager, by the way. These colours are dreadful. There's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, from Sundowns in South Africa, if you have got a save in the future, check out Sundowns. You might as well. He's worth not that much money. People are saying, how much have you been bidding for him then? What's all that about? How much could you get him for? Well, admittedly, his pace isn't great, but everything else is next to perfect. Just remember, playing in the South African Premier Division, so I'll make the offer, 450k with 30% of the profit from the next sale, which is fine with me. You know, it's a fair deal. They've accepted the offer, brilliant. So surely he's gonna want to talk, right? This is the 9th time. What's doing me? Oh God, damn it! Oh, he doesn't want to talk. I don't want to talk. He believes Thames' stature in the game isn't big enough to match his own ambitions. I mean, no disrespect to the South African Premier Division, but his agent has got a friendly relationship with me. Do you know why? Because we've had about 15 meetings in the last 10 days. It's infuriating. We're just not going to be able to get him. It's just, I don't know what I'm going to do. I keep asking, I keep inquiring, I do everything I can to try and turn his head. I mean, but when I say I'll do everything I can, we'll go back to this screen just a moment, shall we? And where is he? He's somewhere around here. This guy here, I don't even want him, but I'm just trying to make him think Sundowns are a selling club. So we're gonna string this along. They're in like the Champions League of that country, like the African Champions League. So yeah, I think that's what's happened. So he's loving that, right? And Sundowns are a 3-star team, continental reputation. Little old Thames over here by the river, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So what am I supposed to do with 2.5? For God's sake. Oh, they're nice shirts available now. If you move on, Ben. Right. So financially, you might think, oh, Ben, you're struggling for money. No, we've got 5.6 million in the bank. Only 1.4 million a transfer budget, though, and that is part of the problem as well. I've been asking, can we do it now? They still won't give me any more money. They're not interested. They'll probably do it 2 days before the end of the season, or the end of the transfer window, like last year, which would be nice of them. 5.6 million in the bank. They won't give me any more. I don't know what to do. It's not. I can't do anything. My hands are tied. Right. It's just a difficult scenario. I've been looking at World Reputation, trying to bring players in based on that. It's not a good system, by the way. Don't do that. It's not good. It's not what anyone should do. I'm looking at the expired players constantly. Who's available on a free? Who can we get in? Who's got the best passing, dribbling, that sort of thing? Who's the finisher that is available for me? Nearly signed this guy at one point on paper. Hey, it looks fantastic, but we've got Brazilians that we've got to try and play. And it's just a massive mess, isn't it? Like that guy, decent, off the ball, poor, but what do you do? What do you do? So there you are. It's a problem, viewers. It's not perfect, I'll put it that way. It's not perfect by any means. And plenty of work to do still in this transfer window. As I say, all those players there, some outs, some ins, we'll focus on them as they go along. Trying to get Dazelle gone to Cambridge. Still have to pay some of his wage, it's outrageous. But yeah, there's a few defenders there, a few midfielders that we need to bring in, and we are, say, quite thin on the ground. Ben Rutherford would get on loan from Sunderland. We'd have too many loans, but at the same time, at the moment, Robbie Edmonds injured, and in theory, Holmes and Edmund are going to play, and if they don't play, this other loanee centre-back can play, otherwise he can just sit out the reserve. Don't tell the manager of Middlesbrough, I think it is, that, or Sunderland, or wherever he's from. So there we go. Oh, well, that's cute. Someone in the chat wrote, my daughter isn't able to talk at the moment. She heard your voice. She started looking for you, Ben. Oh, that's very nice to read. I mean, send her my best. Hope she gets well soon if she's not able to talk. I don't know what the situation is, but all the best, my man. Now, in terms of affiliates, we've got another one. As I mentioned before. Wait, they got rid of the Man United one? Wait, I thought I'd have two. So if you get... No, United is what... United got well better players than the... I thought I would have both of them. Oh my God. I mean, this has happened live. I thought I would have Liverpool and Man United. Not just one or the other. Oh my dearie me. Okay. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, fine. Yeah, Liverpool. I'm furious. I can't believe that's just happened. Somehow I've bottled an affiliation. That is a skill, let me tell you. We've agreed to sign this guy for 1.25 million. Do you want to see Casper? I mean, if you're a Salford Story rememberer, you'll remember Casper's name. That second bit's hard to say, so it's Casper as far as I'm concerned. I know it's a player called Casper. If I can't say his second name, oh, hang on, here we go. Following reports, you failed an attempt to sign Loyolo Kahumalo. Do you have anything you'd like to say? We did make an offer. For one reason or another, it wasn't to be. But we do still want him. So I'm just going to keep saying I still want him, really, until I get him. And then he joins Inter for 15 million or something. It's ridiculous like that. That wasn't good. Oh, dear. So essentially, viewers, in terms of signing players, it's not great. But we're still hopeful, and we've got a game against Brentford coming up. As I said, this stream is going to be a little bit at the beginning of the season, a little bit of transfers. I don't know how it's going to go. I mean, our friendlies have gone okay. They've gone well, but we need Ben Hur to be firing. And as I say, so far in pre-season, 7 goals in 9 games. That ain't too bad. You know, that ain't too bad. Dan said, Ben, you should send Lazaro on loan. He needs regular first-team games. I don't have a good backup goalkeeper, so no. But thank you for the suggestion. So I'm going to keep him for now. Upgrade your scouting package. I don't want to upgrade the scout package because at the end of the year or January, it's all gone. It's all gone. I mean, I could do it now and then change it back, I know, but I'm not going to do that for now. We're going to carry on as we are. I'm on episode 30. Stop watching. This is a huge spoiler. Don't watch anymore. It's a spoiler. I've saved you there. Go back. We're still, as far as you're concerned, I don't know what point we're in 30. One day we'll get into the Football League. Oh, dear. You didn't show Casper. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's show Casper. Where's Casper? If he gets a work permit, which, I mean, we'll see. He's a decent central midfielder. 17, viewers. 17 years of age. I think he could be a bit of an absolute superstar, if you don't mind me saying so. So with that in mind, if you can get him in, maybe he'll be very good one day. I mean, I think he's got the potential to be very, very good. Physicals are superb. He's got fantastic mentals. I'm actually paying money for a player, so he can't be that bad, right? I think he could be a future Thames Hall of Famer to sit in the centre of the middle. But yeah, Casper, there he is, the friendly ghost. Here we go. Is Lazaro English now? Surely not. What? Someone said that, and I'm going to have to check. He changed nationality! He was Peruvian! You can't! No! No, he's the next George Woods. Oh, now he's English. He's the next top English goalkeeper. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. Lazaro has turned English. Oh my dearie me. I mean, that's good though, right? I guess. He's turned English. This will be available at 5 PM for those that are asking, yes. Well, I never. Lazaro is cut. Do. It's not, it's great news. He's signing, Alan. So here we go. I mean, unbelievable. He's changed nationality. Well, I best get to work. His value is going to go through the roof. I mean, I didn't change it, to be clear. It was nothing to do with me. That's outrageous. I actually can't believe it. He's changed to English. He never told me. Didn't say a word. Unbelievable. Gavin Fitzpatrick, former teammate. Oh, Gavin. Oh, Gavin. I mean, he helped him in the early part of his career. Never forget, Thomas Keegan. He's gone now. Don't need him anymore. We got his determination. Ridiculous. And, yeah, there's me as well. Hello. I mean, fantastic. Unbelievable. He's quit. He's quit Peru. Oh, it's like Leon Bailey all over again. I probably should have done an England episode today. Do it another day. Steve Conlon. Now, this is a player that is going to cost me major moolah, but he's very, very good. 31 years of age. He's spent a long time in the Championship. He's been pretty successful in the Championship. He's had a decent career. At one point, viewers, and bear this in mind, was worth 19.5 million. You can see there, mentally very good, physically still pretty solid, and we're trying to get him in for a couple of years to be an experienced head. We don't have too many of them. The only sticking point is it's 11.5k, but he's costing me 63,000 to actually get him in to begin with. For a couple of years, £11,500. Steve Conlon. He's kind of going to be a backup, but he can play centrally. He can play further forward. What do we think? I think Steve is a decent player to bring in, and I think to bring in someone experienced, we've not had a lot of experience. He was capped at under 20 level. As I say, 19.5 million. He was worth a lot of money once upon a time. People in the chat, this is what you're here for. What do we think? I'll relay the information to you, to the viewers of the actual video later in the future. But yeah, I think we've got ourselves a bit of a number one stunner here, if you don't mind me saying. So what do we think? Yes? No? Maybe? Ooh, I don't know. No, I think we're going to get him in. I mean, it's a lot of wage, don't get me wrong, but before I got him on trial, so I had to trial him first, he wanted 28 grand a week. 28 grand a week. And now, so for people going, not 11, 11 is good. Like, when I first approached him, it was 36. Then it became 28. Now, because I've got him on a trial basis, he wants 11.5. So I think we get him in as an experienced head to have around the team. You know, he's good, come on late. Everyone likes him. Everyone's saying yes. Most people are saying yes. So I think as much as it's going to be our highest paid player, he also wanted the highest earner clause. I got rid of that immediately. But for 63k, you've got to think, right? If he was 5k, I'll put it this way, viewers. If he was 5k a week and I had to pay like 408, well, so now would it be like 600,000 for him, something like that, then you'd all go, yeah, decent buy, get him in. So I've got to put that into account, right? We're paying more in wage, but we're getting him for next to nothing for a couple of years. So he's costing me, what, like 300k or something like that for the whole time? It's not too bad in my opinion. And lots of clauses in his thing, but whatever. Not worried about that. Get Stevie Foster to welcome him and say, come on, get to know your teammates. He's loving it, Stevie Foster. He's still going to be here, loving life. Right, let's carry on. Goof. Someone's putting Goof back up. 11k for a backup. Yeah. Yes. We've got him for 2 years. 2 years. Got you on the big team. Hi, Nikki sister. All right there. Everything good? Just realised you could be about 6. So we're going to leave that there. Oh, for God's sake, Norwich. Why did you have to turn up and get involved? Rutherford is not joining me now, is he? He could have played left back at times as well, but no, he's going to Norwich. Of course he is. We nearly got him. He was a player I really wanted to get on loan, but that ain't happening. So we might have to go and look for ourselves another left back, another centre back option. He could do a bit of both. That was part of the perks. Never mind. Transfer budget is about 1.6 million. So is it 1.6 to 1.3? I think we lost a little bit from that signing. Pat Rogers, there he is. What a man. Did we get Patty Boy in? 600k? 4.5 million. They're still sure about that. They're still like, nah, you can't have him. He signed the new deal and everything. He's been capped internationally. He's having a wonderful old time. These are players I've been looking at for ages. Like this guy, I think, from Provicelli, like he could be sick. Like, but I don't. I can't. I want to, but I can't. Who else is interested? Some decent sides, to be fair. How much do they want? See, 5 million. Decent little player. I've searched high and low. This summer has been a right old look around the leagues. I've gone basically everywhere to try and find the key man. But there we are, like Lazaro. I'm tempted. I mean, I am seriously tempted. Especially now he's English as well. For some reason, I just think the value of him is going to go up rapidly. He's on quite a long contract as well. I had to make him professional. A few people in the comments of the last video were worried about that. Still 18. There's this feeling I kind of want to play him. I kind of want to have him as our first choice goalkeeper and put Sam Reed on the old bench. It's pretty close, but I just think giving Lazaro the game time is going to get even better. What do we think? Reed, R-E-A-D. I mean, if you can read, you'll know how to spell that. And or Lazaro. What do you think? Sam or Paolo? Lazaro or Reed? I'm not sure. It's pretty close. Like, they're both, I mean, you might want to see a comparison. Let's do a comparison. So, in terms of playing ability, Sam is the blue. Like, obviously, Reed is far and away more well-rounded. But in terms of potential, like, Sam Reed's 29. Do we give Sam Reed maybe one more year? And then we bring Lazaro in at that point? One-on-ones, he's far better as well. Everyone's saying Lazaro. I think we'll start Lazaro this season, and if he plays well, he continues. Oh, brilliant. We brought in a lone player that can't even play. Incredible scenes, that is. I mean, outrageous, if anything. Of course we did. The lone players we're signing in are bringing in are suspended. Superb. We did mention this as well. We're going to... Not a centre-back. Oh, is he now competent at centre-back? Keon Harris. Oh... I mean, that's not dreadful. We've got another option. He's not good there, but he's not bad there either. Now we're going to train him properly to play central midfield, because if he ever comes on, chances are he's going to come on as a ball-winning central midfielder. So, yeah, ball-winning central midfielder. Yeah, fine. In the centre. Right, slap bang in the centre if we need someone to come break it up. Alternatively, if we have to ever play the diamond, we can do. Right, we're getting closer to match day here. We still don't have many defenders. I mean, this is another guy which we're trying to bring in for next to nothing, to be fair. Bjorn Nass could be sensational. I think he looks really quite good. Yeah, I think as a backup player as well, fluent in English, I think he's the right sort of player that we can get in. He's going to cost me, the same, next to nothing, really. 225k. What's that these days? Nothing. And I guess we'll see what happens with the rest of the boys. Of course, we still want to try and bring Casper in as well. Casper in the centre of midfield could be superb. Dennis as well, a Nigerian chap who I think could be superb. Just to sort of, again, we're looking for a bit of experience, midfield options as well. We let go a lot of midfielders this summer, so we need to try and bring some more in. And this guy from Sundowns we don't actually want, we just want his friend. So this is, I mean, this is weird, isn't it? I think I've got an Altadal in charge. No, okay, that was blowing my mind right there. We just can't get him in. Says fairly to injuries. Do not care. Do not care. It says work permit unlikely. I'll pay him £1 million a day if I have to get him in. But again, we're going to keep doing this for the rest of the window until he decides, oh, fine, we'll talk. Do me. Still doesn't want to talk. Just not interested. One day he will be mine. I think somehow. Not sure how, but I think somehow. I'll sort some of this out later on. So people still think we need a left back. Now the problem we've got with left backs is there's not a massive amount of good ones anywhere. And when I'm spending most of my budget on a central midfielder, you can potentially see the problems that arise when it comes to finding a centre back or even a left back. There's just not that many good options. Like Sam Sharp on paper is one of the better options. Actually, is he a right back, not a left back? Let's get it on natural. So a natural at left back. These are the expired options, and you've got to remember we can't really get any more loan players in because we've already covered. Our spine is now covered in loan players, which is kind of what we wanted to begin with. there's just not very many good options, viewers. I'm not just saying this to be like annoying or facetious. They're just, in terms of players that are free, that we can actually get in, there's not that many good options. If we just untick that a minute and go to transfer list, I don't think you'll find anyone particularly good here either. Stephen, I mean, again, left like fullbacks have been the biggest problem of my entire series, if we're honest. Like I've never really had two super solid fullbacks at once, which is part of the problem. I guess what we could do is we could just, I mean, he's got loads of potential, viewers. What if we just bring in Kevin Lewis and just let him play all season, and by the end of the year he's going to be brilliant, isn't he? He's going to be brilliant. Yeah, it's not great. Again, people are saying to like search for players that contracts are up, maybe not 6 months, but in 12 months. And it's a similar situation in that they're just not going to want to join, and they're not going to be very good. It doesn't have to be transfer listed. But in terms of costing, like these are the most valuable ones. I guess we'll do it by that. Like Tom Wallace, they're going to be on higher wages that I can get. I'm looking for crossing ability as well as obviously everything else. And it's just difficult to find what we're looking for. So tackling, marking, acceleration and crossing. If they're all 11, then I'm pretty happy. I will take crossing out to 10. That's like the lowest I'll go with that. But, I mean, that's our options. Joe Anderson, who's pretty poor, and Oliver Carroll, he's not great. So it's not like we've got loads of players that we can get in, even the ones that, I mean, aren't interested. Like Kasongo is one of those players that we had for a short time, which is weird. Like he'd be one of our better options. We actually had him, you might remember, on loan for a short time. But, I mean, does he improve me that dramatically? Not really. And then we're going into sort of big money avenues. So I don't really know what to do with that. Left backs are a problem. People are saying Sessegnon. I'm pretty sure Sessegnon is actually, he was a free. Oh god, people are going to make me sad, right? Okay, and he's not a free. I think he might have just gone on a free. Or was he transfer listed? Oh, he was a free a while ago. He's transfer listed. He's not a very good left back though, is he? That's the problem. Like he never has been. So what do you do? Do I like? I think because Kevin Lewis might be good, and he's 16 now, I'm going to just put him in the first team as a backup left back. We don't have any other options at left back. There's far too many players here, by the way, that I don't really want / need. They've still got a contract, a year left, so I might as well keep them around. Of course, we've got other two beauties as well. Ken Salami, you never know, might turn good. We need to get him tutored, really, by someone actually good. Not Steve. Stevie Foster. Stevie Foster might be a good choice. Lukey Bruce, I love the fact he's still here. Let's give Stevie Foster a role this season. Why not? Get him involved. There we go. I think your game will improve. If we get Ken Salami, I mean, he's fairly sporting at the moment. I think Stevie Foster might be the kind of guy. Like Stevie Foster, a man that came from very little to now. I think get his determination up. He could actually end up being quite good. But there's lots of issues with the team right now. This stream is sponsored by LG. It's not. This is my old phone, which I actually forgot I had. Yeah. Just show and tell for no reason at all. Right. Let's see. What else can we do in this transfer window? We're kind of waiting for things to happen. Oh, here we go. This is where everything starts to go wrong again. This guy we don't want from South Africa. I mean, this is a good test, to be fair. We're paying him quite a lot of money as well, I think, on our contract. So, I mean, if he doesn't get here, then I guess we wouldn't be able to get the other guy anyway. But I'd buy him anyway and just appeal it and make him play somewhere else for a bit. Like that sounds like a solution, doesn't it? Sort of. Not really. Look for centre-backs that are okay at left-back. I guess we'll have to look at that as well. Get the biggest scout package, turn it off once you're done. I mean, you are right, but I just don't think the player search is going to help that dramatically with getting me another player. I mean, I'll do it because you've said do it, but I don't think it's going to help me. Alright, there's quite a lot more players that have just become available. Okay. Hang on, but are they interested? Okay. Well, now Ben feels like a prize twat, doesn't he? Just bleep that out in editing, Ben. Oh, there's no editing. Okay, fine. Now we're going to look at the expired list again. But they're not going to... But the problem is now... Okay, no, it's not a problem, Ben. It's fine. It's great news, if anything. Again, these are, like, I mean, the quote-unquote best players in terms of different things. Reece, I mean... Reece Hanam, is it? He might be good. His crossing's not great. Where's he coming from? Wolves. They're a director of football. I don't think so. Do we? No, I think we do actually. I'll be honest. I never interfere with him. If he sort of my ordinarily he's sort of my scouts out, and that's about it. Director of football. We do. Alex Aldridge. Oh, he's actually pretty good as well. I mean, brilliant. Don't even know if I've got one for you. That is maybe part of the problem, isn't it? Deary me. What are we asking him to do? Get me a left back? I mean, I'm doing this later. I feel embarrassed. Right. The fact I didn't know he was here is a problem. I'm going to keep going though because I need to find out what's going on with these other players. Right. Did we get this guy in? He snubbed Cambridge. Mate, you've got to go. £3.5 grand. You've got to go. So other people wanted you as well. That's the worst part about all this. I can't loan anyone else because I'm out of loan spots. I can only have 5 loan players in the starting squad. I mean, I'm fine with having 6, like I did last year with like Alex Miller was sort of the 6th man, you might recall. Dennis Adeniran. I think we get him in. I think £6 grand a week, and it's going to cost me a little bit on the old deducted from the transfer budget, but I think as a backup player to bring in, it's not a long contract, is it? It's a year, yeah. He wanted 3, and I was like, we're not doing 3. You can have a bit more money a week to get it on 1 year. I just think Nigerian international, he knows the league, he's played in it a lot. I think we get him in. I'm going to do it anyway. I just think we need a bit more depth in the centre. As much as I love like Stevie Foster, I'd rather rely on someone a little bit more, with a little bit more quality. He's got like a relatively big signing on fee. But I think I know it says he's way past his best, but sometimes you just need a bit more experience in the squad. And we're a squad that doesn't have that much of it, to be fair, so I'm all for bringing him in. People might disagree with that, but I wanted him anyway. He's awful. He's not awful. It's just not true. I mean, if I compare him to my other central midfielders, he's not. People say he's dreadful. He's not dreadful. Oh, great. Work permit situations coming my way. Superb. People saying he's dreadful. He's not dreadful. He's like as good as someone like Barry McDonnell, who was one of the best players on my team last year. Like, if I compare him to Barry McDonnell, he's the green. Look. I mean, Barry McDonnell had a pretty good year last year. He's relatively good comparatively. They offer different things, but I needed someone a bit more defensive minded in the centre. You got rid of Lawrence Smith. You got to remember this. Lawrence Smith's gone. Like, Dazell's out of here. Remove him from the squad. Like Barry McDonnell, people would never say, "Oh yeah, sign Barry McDonnell." You'd never say that. But last year, 12 assists. Sometimes players are worth more. Ben Hayes youth. I'm literally trying to buy a 17-year-old. Oh, dearie me. I've just noticed, by the way, I've got 1,200 people watching. The stress is causing me all sorts of problems. Deary me. Right, it's been rejected. Oh no, this is the guy. This is the South African I don't want. I'm getting panicked here. Oh, has it been rejected? Has it? No, we'll cancel it then. But they were willing to let him go. I had no intention of signing him ever. Davis reminder. He expects us to get promoted this season. Why bring that to me now? What use is that to me? Ben, you need to put these comments up on the changing room walls to motivate him. Oh, I'll be putting him in his locker, mate. Don't you worry about that. Need to feel better. Oh, I mean, that's cute. I mean, people are getting a bit angry. Whatever happened to the intros? I felt like we didn't need them as often or anymore. So they stopped. I did say in the tweet that promoted this stream, said I'm going to be very stressed. This is that right now. Right, Brentford coming up. First game of the season. 3 inch. Oh, for God's sake, look at it. Stevie Foster. And you come. No one would say sign Stevie Foster, would you? None of you would. But he's a superstar. Right? A superstar. He played for 26 games for me last season at 7.24. He shouldn't be in this squad, should he, really? No, he shouldn't. But we love him because of who he is. And if we compare him to the new guy we just brought in, this guy, Dennis, like, Dennis is all over him. Dennis is wrecking him. But it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. Right. Alton, I'll get on the bench. I hate to do that to you, mate. I honestly do. I hope Dennis comes on second half, scores a banger. Right, we've got spots for youth players here, so let's get Ken Salami out there. Actually, let's not do it like this because I don't want him actually in the squad. He'll get too ahead of himself, or ahead of himself, I should say. What are we doing here? I'm lost. What was I doing? I was putting him on the bench. Where is he? Ken Salami. Oh, bench done. Right, the squad. This is partly the squad. It's not that bad actually. I mean, Jake Vokins is going to have to play well above his station as his physicals decrease rapidly this season. But yeah, we're playing the control style, but we're playing it in a slightly more attacking way with Street as the box-to-box, Conan on that side, getting forward, supporting Johnson. I mean, there's a lot of new faces. Ben-Hur and Renato up front, they've got a job to do here. They're both Brazilian. That's surely going to help. Ben-Hur, he's touted as the next Pele, viewers. The next Pele. I'll repeat the words. The next Pele. We've got the next Pele versus Renato, who at one time or another was said to be the next Ronaldo, which doesn't say that anymore. So I don't know if he's just not anymore or what's happened. But come on then, here we go. The next Pele. I don't know if you've heard of Pele. He's pretty good. Right, come on then. This is a big moment. We're playing our first game of the season. Lazaro starts in goal. Kay Morris at right back. Holmes and Dugdale at centre back. Vokins at left back. Who? Vokins at left. Street, White, Conlon. I mean, we're going to have to get to know Ash White. Hopefully he does a job for me in here. I'm a bit worried about his fitness and whatnot, but we'll see. Johnson to play in behind the two strikers. And a bench of Sam Reed, Connor O'Kelly, Keon Harris, Steve Foster. Dennis... Adrenaline, whatever it says there. Altado and Ken Salami. Right, here we go. It's time to get into our first game of the season. We've won 4 times against Brentford. They've beaten us more often than not, though. And I bet their team is really good. They've got a Stephen Manship. They've got a Manship up there as vice captain. They've got a Manship, so that we could be in trouble, viewers. They've got themselves a Manship. Right then. Numbers. Oh, I ain't doing this. All right, well, left back, Vokins can have 3 for now. Dennis, we're going to go pretty high with some of these. Oh, hang on. Conlon. He's a big name to be brought in. It's actually worth quite a bit of money as well. 2.6 million. That ain't bad, is it? Do we give him the number 7 jersey? I mean, Ash White can have 27. I just don't see these guys as long-term numbered, really, players. We've still got a number 9 we're waiting for and a number 7. What do we give... What do we give Steve Conlon? You having trouble breathing, Ben? Oh, mate, I'm on edge. Steve Conlon. 14? 14. Thierry Henry wore it. Xabi Alonso wore it. They all wore it, you know? It's fine. It's not a problem. Right, they've got a Graham up top as well. Oh, yes. Now we remember. Graham. Angus Graham. Cousin of Daniel Graham. The late great. I mean, he's probably not died, to be fair. Let's go. Come on. Here we go. Passionately say, we're on the dogs here, and that suits us down to the ground. Ben-Hur's sitting there thinking, I'm the next Pele. He's calling me an underdog. I'm about to set the goal records in this country. Come on, Ben-Hur. Score the goal that makes you a hero. Altidal on the bench, ready and waiting. He's angry, Altidal, as well, remember. He's had a rough pre-season. He's had seen players come in to replace him. So he's not happy. But here we go. Ho, ho, ho. Ben-Hur is not number 9. He doesn't want number 9 yet. He's not ready for the power of the shirt. Okay? Don't you worry about it. We're a minute and a half in here, and I'm a little bit hesitant that we might concede early. Vokings! What a header as it comes straight back at us again. They've got an Owusu as well. Rose shoots Lazaro. Massive. 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 Oh, and again, double save from him. Corner played in. I mean, we're not expecting anything. They've got players injured before this has even begun. Ben-Hur is licking his lips if we actually get the ball. As they forward again. They've got an Owusu and a Graham. Oh, it just makes me unconscious. Not unconscious. Unnerved. Rose. Out to Gamble. Out to Weston. I mean, that ball down the line is on every time. Kay Morris. When will you learn Lazaro is a hero? 3 saves. I mean, now he's got English blood. He's fine. Oh, here we go. Kay Morris at right back. Plays it inside again. Ben-Hur. Oh, Ben-Hur, that was a moment. Deary me, that was huge. That could have been, if you'd have scored that, the first thing we actually see from Ben-Hur, that would have been sensational. We move up to 17th. We're already going up in the table. I've done nothing so far. We're moving up in the table. Credit where it's due, as they've got a bachelor in goal. Interesting. Now, Renato, what have you got in your locker, son? Last season, you were pretty underwhelming, if I'm going to be completely honest. But now I've got your Brazilian friend from Novo Hamburger, whatever it was called. You should be fine. Ben-Hur, did you see the skill on the lad there? Outrageous. We play again. Johnson, White, Pat Street to get the goals, maybe. Johnson strikes. Oh, for come on. We're in the same post twice there. Twice. Half an hour gone here. Brentford 0, Thames 0. Ridiculous. Dear me. Ben-Hur there, by the way, showing signs of things to come, I think. 35 minutes gone, and it's Brentford on the ball. And then, well, they're dallying at the back here. I mean, I say they're dallying. This is the New England way of playing, so you've got to give it the credit it deserves. Gamble goes forward, takes on about 3 of my players in one move there. Owusu spreads it wide, out to Burgess. Close that down, please. Come on. Come on, Vokins. You've got to be a hero here. As Dugdale's header is absolutely piss poor. Burgess, ball in. Rose is there. Cleared just about. Head down to Gamble. Deflections all over the shop. The fact they've got an Owusu is not making me feel happy. Gamble on that side. Get out to him. Head it clear, please. Not to Owusu. Boys, hello. Burgess. Rose. They're at the bar. What is going on? Dear, oh dear. I mean, edit this bit out. Wait for the next highlight. Dugdale now. Free kick to Thames. I'm not editing this. This is live. Street to towards Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur closes down. Doesn't quite get there. Holmes steps out. That's what I like about our centre-backs, actually. Not that, though. That is rubbish. And now Burgess on this side. Owusu, ball in behind. And now Angus Graham. He's got pace. He's got finishing ability. Has he got passing ability? I mean, Brentford. What a ding-dong battle this has been so far. They've had 4 clear-cut chances. We've hit the post twice. They're knackered, by the way. Bear that in mind. I mean, we've been on control this whole game. I feel like we maybe should have switched to the counter-attack. In fact, I'm going to do it now. And let's just hope we don't concede. Conlon. There we are. The experienced Conlon, of course. Capped at under 20 level for England. Finds Pat Street, he finds Ben-Hur, the Brazilian. 18 is his age and 18 is his number. As Ben-Hur makes his way down this left-hand side. Ball played in. Renato was there, but it went behind him. White knocks it down, though. Johnson to Conlon and Thames. The new-look Thames side as Ben-Hur's on it. Ben-Hur with a strike on goal and Bachelor saves. Oh, dearie me. It's a corner. We know how this goes. As it's going to be played into nobody. Oh, shocking. As we get to half-time. Brentford 0, Thames 0. It's 20 degrees in August, and elsewhere, Jordan Henderson scored for Newcastle. Ignore the fact he might be called Jamie. I mean, it's a decent half. End-to-end stuff, thrilling stuff. Lazaro keeping us in it a little bit, but we've had our chances. We've hit the post twice out of nothing, and we're now going towards the counter-attack. Team talk's very good. Let's see if we can now use that to build on what we've seen so far. 1,300 people watching. If you're watching for the first time, do subscribe to the channel. Daily Football Manager content, if that's what you're here for. If you're here because you've been here before, do drop a like on the video. It does help. Of course, you're not watching the video sort of later today. If you are watching it later today, by all means, get involved as they try and dink me. But yeah, get involved. Drop a like and do all that business. Let's see if we can fit 500 likes right now. I mean, it's possible, right? Surely. Okay, and now we're gone. And we've got to start thinking about changes. Renato's not having a good game. And there's a man called Altidal who's coming on as an attacking target man. And he's out. Look, he was dropped for the start of the season. He was being our star man for quite some time. And now he's been dropped. And can he come on and make a big impact? If they'd have scored then, that would have been the wrong sort of impact, wouldn't it? Can I say, the likes just flew up there by 40. You're on board there. Love that sort of stuff. As Ben-Hur loses out aerially. I mean, if there's one thing Ben-Hur's not good at, it's the aerial battle. As Gamble on this left-hand side, ball in towards Rose Lazaro. Gordon Banks. I mean, that was unbelievable. Lazaro there with a save. I mean, Lazaro is having the game of his life. 6.8 though. Just bear that in mind, viewers. To the people watching a Football Manager, 6.8. He's having a blinder. 6.8. 6.8. Ridiculous. Corner for Brentford though, and they are banging on the door. If we're being completely honest, I mean, is that counting? It's offside. It's offside, and now we've sucked them in. We've gone to the counter-attack. They thought they're sitting off us. Bang! Now we hit them. Johnson, free kick. Oh, dearie me. That would have been something. Lazaro is a man on a mission. We're going to make another change. 10 minutes to go. I tell you what, I wasn't going to do this, But I think Dennis is going to come on, and he's going to prove the haters wrong. Conlon going off. Dennis comes on as a Mazzala on support. We're going to change it up a little bit. And you wait till he scores the winner here. If he scores an own goal, I'm going to be devastated. They're working it quite neatly again, though. Out on that side, they're having so much space in wide areas. A great Lazaro again. Lazaro is having the game of his life. I mean, I just made noises. The game of his life from Lazaro. Doesn't deserve to be on the losing team today. This is outrageous. My God. Lazaro is having an absolute... well, it's just unbelievable. It's an unbelievable game. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know how he's doing it. As manship, they've got a manship. Doug, this is the moment now. This is where Ben-Hur and Altidal combine. For goodness... Altidal, please do it! Altidal! Oh, yeah, that would have been beautiful. Never mind. Ball played in from the corner. Out to Pat Street, who... Well, that's not on target there, is it? Do we bring Ken Salami on late? I think we're going to, just because I would do this with the beard quite often, so we're just doing it with this team as well. Going to sort of almost a 4 across the middle as the highlights are raining through. Lazaro, please! Lazaro again! They cannot be stopped! I mean, he stops everything! Lazaro, 6.8. 6.8! I mean, ridiculous, isn't it? Time is up here. 0-0. Lazaro got a 6.8. I'm not being funny. A 6.8. It's the game of his life. 6.8. Just makes me a bit upset. An away point to Brentford, though. We talked about it before. They've beaten us more than we've beaten them. So, unlucky boys. Wasn't our day. Individual team talk to Lazaro. Passionately say, very happy with your performance. What do you mean? Why? Why would he... Lazaro, next level. Next level performance from Lazaro. How many clear-cut chances do they have there, by the way? And it's a clean sheet. I love it. I love it. Absolutely don't want to rush him. No, we're not talking about team selections right now. You managed to extend Thames' impressive unbeaten run, or just impressive run. I mean, I've got no idea what the run is. Tell me what the run is. Ben-Hur didn't have much luck. Even the best players have bad days. All right, chill out. Ash White had a solid game. To build on it. Same for Steve. He did well too. I mean, the fact that Lazaro got whatever game. I mean, you do whatever you want, but a 6.8. Come on, Eileen. I mean. Let's look at the match stats there. I want to see how many... They had 7 clear-cut chances, 7 shots on target, and didn't score. And Lazaro got a 6.8. Like, what do you mean? We hit the woodwork twice. They hit it 3 times. It's ridiculous. Thames stats. Can I see the saving stats he made there? I want to see defensive stats. Analysis. What are we doing here? Team analysis. Saves. Thames. I mean, look at them. Held, parried, tipped. He made 8 amazing saves. What's he got to do? What's he got to do? Deary me. Unbelievable from Lazaro. Deserves all the credit in the world. Some fantastic stops there. I mean, for me, he's put himself as a contender for captain one day after that. Unbelievable game. And he should not be on a 6.8. That is unjust. Doom. I'm glad you all got to watch that. Because that ordinarily that would have been a pretty boring game, but the fact we got to watch it like that was pretty cool. Right, back to the transfer business. We've been going for nearly an hour so far. We're going to go for a little bit longer, probably about 90 minutes, because 90 minutes is probably just about enough for people to watch, especially if there's no World Cup on. I don't mind doing it so much. As a Norwegian, I would love playing Altidal when you make the Thames the movie. Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, there'll be an applying system. I mean, auditions is the word I'm looking for. If you audition, you might get it. You never know. Stevie Foster wants to leave. No, you're part of the social group, mate. You're very much part of the social group. I'm not prepared to go over this subject again. Well, stop asking to leave then. Lazaro, resolve this, please. I'll try my best. Lazaro can do everything. I can't resolve that, though. Can't save Steve Foster from himself. Can he? Never mind. Deary me. Deary me. Unless you save a penalty on this game as a goalkeeper, you get nothing. You get nothing. Lewis has resumed full training. Kevon Lewis, left back extraordinaire. He could be fantastic one day, just not this day. Lots of work for him to do. AFC Wimbledon coming up, which means we can change things around a little bit. Play a few of the kids, maybe give Kevon Lewis a go if he's fit enough to play. You never know. And when is that game? 3 days. So we're just going to rest all the boys that played in that opening fixture, because we're going to play a few of them again. See how they do. What did you make of that, though, viewers? I mean, 1,300 people. Yeah, we had more people watching than we did away fans. That was how good that was. Love that. Oh, fantastic stuff. Thank you all for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And thank you for watching the videos. I mean, you come in your numbers every single day. Like, it's pretty ridiculous, really. We get around sort of 12 to 14,000 people watch every episode. And we've got like 10% of that right now watching live, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, I'll say now, not to slag off any other YouTubers, as Bolton offered me the job. But if you've got 1 million subscribers, the chances are you're not going to get, or you say you get 1 million views a video, chances are you're not going to get like 100,000 views for a live stream. So it's pretty mad that you've all turned out in your numbers, especially in the afternoon, right? People are at school or work or whatnot. So thanks for hanging out. If you're watching at school or work, you're a disgrace, but I appreciate it. Keep it up. Casper didn't get a brilliant. Casper didn't get a work permit. Probably I should have offered him more money a week to make sure he got it. So what do you do with a man who's worth quite a bit of money, but could be quite good? What do you do with a drunken Casper? What do you do with a drunken Casper? I don't really know. Do we save the money, try and spend it elsewhere? I mean, we didn't get a work permit, so chat, this is where you come into play. What do we do? I think we cancel it. Oh, we've had a donation or a super chat thing fly in. Matthew, thank you so much. If you're a keeper or a box-to-box mid, then your rating won't go higher than a 6.8 unless you do some mad things in a match. Player in support. Yeah, it's annoying. Frustrates me. Oh, is it summer holidays? No, not yet. It's not. It's only the beginning of July. You're laughing, yeah? Sign him. People are saying sign him and loan him. People actually think we should get him in. 400k for now. He's going to cost a lot more in installments. So, but we can afford it. It's not like we can't afford to do it. It's just it'll go out of the transfer budget. A lot of people are saying sign him, loan him out until January, then try and get him back. I mean, I like all these suggestions, to be fair. He could be injury prone. There's a bit of concern over that. Fairly susceptible to injuries, but I don't know, something about him just says at 7. I mean, he's 17. Like, he's only going to get better as well if he's 17. But someone made a good point. Like, he looks good, but you need players now. Aaron's got a point. I do need players now. This is pretty tough. This is genuinely quite tough. I don't know. Like, he'd be better than most of my other central midfielders, but we don't even get him right now. Cancel it and offer him the appropriate contract. I mean, we could do that in reality, and it might get him in. And then we can actually play him. I just think having him slap bang in the centre of our team right now, we don't necessarily have to use a playmaker. We can make him into one, to be fair. Get his passing up to like 14, 15. Oh, viewers, this is tough. People watching the video back, what would you have done? Drop a comment. I mean, I'm not sure. Sign him. You need defenders desperately. He's a poor man, Pat Street. He's 17. That's the thing I can't get over. Like, there's players that I would have signed at 27 years of age that aren't as good. So, it's tricky. Determination's great. Bravery's fantastic. Work rate. Teamwork is superb. His physicals are brilliant. Like, his jumping reach is not great, but whatever. Like, everything else is amazing. Marking, tackling. I mean, think of him as like a all-action ball-winning midfielder. He's 17. God, man, this is such a tough thing to do. We can still try and get a left-back, don't get me wrong. We can still try and get one. But this guy... Man, this is so difficult. If he's injury prone and he gets one big injury, that could be it for him. This is such a big decision. Because it's like a big chunk of money. Like, How long's his contract? It's a 2-year deal. That's part of the problem I'm having right now. Is that it's a 2-year deal. Oh, man. It's a 2-year deal. Wow, loads of people in the chat are giving like some really good advice, but I don't know what to do. He's got bad consistency. Did it say that on his report? Needs to work on becoming a more consistent player. But he's 17. Like, that sort of thing goes. At 17, I mean, most players at 17 are inconsistent. I've made my decision. Sorry. I've made my decision. We're going to sign him. We're going to sign him. Because I think I can loan him out. I can offer him a new contract. And I can appeal the work permit. And I think he's the sort of player that I'm pretty unlikely to lose money on. Ever. I think it's the right choice. We're going to keep going for this guy. Yeah, I think it's the right choice. Obviously, I'm going to have to loan him out and all sorts, but has he actually signed yet? Is he in our reserves or something? Under 21s? Where did he go? Is he in my first team? Oh. He doesn't join. Well, weirdly, that's quite good. Weirdly. It makes the signing of getting him here until... Well, actually, that's not the worst thing. That's not the worst thing. Because he didn't have a work permit anyway, it's not the worst thing. Like, people are putting ha 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 ha. Like, it doesn't really matter. And I can offer him a new contract when he comes in as well. Hopefully, if he'll accept that. But that's not the worst thing. I couldn't, like, people are saying, like, it's not, I don't, like, he couldn't play anyway. So the fact he doesn't come in until the January, it's fine. He gets to just play, he gets to just develop for another X amount of time. Like, I'm fine for that. And I can apply for a new work permit at that time as well. So if anything, it's better than loaning him out because he's at a team that he knows and he can continue to develop there. And he might improve dramatically. I mean, now I've seen his profile, I can check back at, like, in the January. So I think that's a pretty good idea. Does the money go out now, though? The money doesn't leave our account, but it goes off the transfer budget. I'm hoping that at some point the board will give me, like, a little bit more money. Okay, here we go. Come on. No, this is important, mate. We're going to be left behind by our rivals. This is the least you can do for me. Oh, God, come on. Like, you've got to back me here. You've got to back me. They're not backing me. You've got to be having a laugh. Wage budget. Oh, come on. You are taking the mick, mate. There's no way. I can't believe it. They're not giving me any more money. We're sitting on 5 million. You are having a laugh. New owners, please. You're having a laugh. What's our prediction? Is that why? So that's why they're doing it, because they don't think we're going to be in profit. Oh, God damn it. So there's nothing I can do. Right. Well, we changed it to world, so we'll have to just keep looking for a left back, I guess. Bloody hell. So annoying. So annoying. Right, we'll see if anyone is available. Maybe we'll look at the transfer list, actually. And I've got it on world. There might be some different players. Okay, here we go. Maybe we'll be okay. Oh, I can't believe we didn't get him. Literally can't believe it. These are like supposed to be some of the best players that I could get here. This is a Jork, Sergio, 1.1 million. Don't have it for some reason. Lost that. I did have that money at one point. Another Brazilian. Don't really need someone of that caliber. I need better than that. I guess we should look at certain attributes as well. Stamina, acceleration, tackling, marking. All at 11. Okay. So this is a selection. I kind of want crossing to be good, but I can look past it if they're a good defender. He's not quite there. He's quite, like, he's okay, but he's not quite there. No one unsure, even doubtful. Who was that? This guy from Gremio. Another Brazilian. 825k. Damn. Willie Adams. I don't know. Oh, still tough. We obviously still need a left back, and I'll look at that. Someone asked there just a moment ago. Someone said, "What's the season preview?" Interestingly, or the prediction, we're not predicted to be in the bottom 3 for the first time in the Championship. We are predicted to finish 16th, which is a lot more. It's quite funny if you look at the value of the top Championship players. You'll notice we're not on that list. Breaking news. What's the breaking news? Breaking news. Boris Johnson resigns as Foreign Secretary. Whoa! The Tories are making a play. Sorry, that's... Well, I mean, that I've literally broken the news there. If you didn't know that. Boris Johnson has resigned as... well, I never. Who knew? Who knew? Breaking news. Was it like 3 hours ago? Or was it just happened? Well, I never. Can we get him in as Director of Football? Director of Operations? Well, I never. Boris Johnson got... I mean, the chat are loving it. No, well happy. Everything's coming up Corbyn. General election, anyone? General election? AFC Wimbledon were playing the Football Manager kit. Right, then, here we go. Team-wise, I think we should change it around a little bit. Oh, I kind of want to keep Lazaro in. But I'm going to try and keep it as fresh as we can, all things considered. Colin Harvey, of course, still plays in this team. Kevin Lewis. We can change a few things. I guess Stevie Foster isn't going to play. I mean, he could play in there maybe, but it's not great. I mean, that probably makes more sense, actually. Yeah, that's okay. We've still got Brian McDonnell who can come into the squad, although he's just not like us. We brought in midfielders because I don't really rate him that highly. And we still need Robbie Edmund back. Defensively, we still need a centre-back probably, although Kane Morris can play there badly, as can Keon Harris. We still need a centre-back. We still need a left-back. Right-back's okay. We need a... we still need a left-back, though. I can't really loan a left-back. I've kind of been through this, but you can only have 5 loans in a starting matchday squad. So I'd have to drop one of the other lot. And I quite like Pat Street in league games. Robbie Edmund will definitely start with Holmes. Colin Harvey is one of our best midfielders who we've brought in. And Rue Johnson, again, is another one that will definitely start. So, yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to know what to do. I so want that guy. They don't want to sell. I know they don't. What we've not done yet is like look through... I'm trying to think of a league I've not looked through yet, which might have released decent players. I don't know if I looked through League One. So people often ask, how do you find players to sign for you, essentially, or how do you get good regens? Like it happens a lot more in the future. Also, by the way, I love that the best player for Paris Saint-Germain is Laurent Robert. I don't know if I ever mentioned that in a video, but I do like that a lot. So I basically just go on transfer history, go and release players, and I'll literally go through all the top divisions just doing this, hoping that some of the players haven't yet been snapped up. And not only that, but they actually want to join me. So I'm looking at the eye button just to see if any of them are any good. So like at a glance, if they catch my eye, I think yeah, we'll get them in. Most of the time doing this, or not most of the time, but a lot of the time, they won't be interesting. Like this guy here, he's not too bad actually. 20 years of age, needs quite a bit of work. We'll get a scout report on him though. He might be like a 4-star player. This guy's so you can find some decent players this way. The best ones, especially at the 10th of August, will be snapped up. But if the reason I do this now is that if they're not snapped up, if they've not been snapped up yet, chances are then they might sign for me. Like, because if they've not been bought by one of the better teams, there's a slim chance that if they're still available, they will end up lowering their expectations a little bit, and they'll sign for me. The same thing applies that if you go after players, like, so that's why I always scout players, add them to the shortlist, because if they don't find a club in the summer, by the time you get to sort of December time, they've not played football for 4 months, they're desperate for a club. And at that point, if you've got them on your radar, you can go back in, and not only will they be interested, but their wage demands will go down and things like that. So I would like to keep like quite a big shortlist of players that are available. You might think, why am I skipping players like that guy there? He's like quite a good central midfielder, interestingly. Like he'd be a pretty good CM. I mean, his physicals are absolutely shot, and his determination's rubbish. Everything else about him is really good. So you can just find players doing this. Again, it's not the best way to do it. Well, it might be one of the better ways to do it. And it is very painstaking. I tweeted out earlier today that I spent like 5-6 hours doing this yesterday. I was up really late last night, just looking for players that we could maybe sign. And the cupboard was pretty bare. And the ones I got in were like the only ones that would. So like if you're like a League 2 team or like a new Championship team, this player would be a pretty good signing, I think. Like he's got all the right technicals, physically he's fantastic. And you literally just do it by looking through some of these. Diego Batista, I had him on a save once. I can't remember where. What save was that, viewers? Was it just the Porto save? I had a save on Twitch once where I had him, I'm pretty sure. Or did we have him at Spal on loan? Why have I done Spal on loan? Now I think about it. Nonce. Let's see. Can we find anything? Can we find anyone good? I think this is the only league I didn't look through. I wouldn't mind, I've not mentioned this at all, but I wouldn't mind getting a right winger either. That could be pretty useful if we can try and get ourselves a right winger. Because that's one position right now we don't really have. We don't have a left-sided player either. We've got Altidal, obviously. So, wingers I will take, because right now we're very much a diamond or a 4-3-1-2 sort of system. Like, he's just gone on a free. Like, we wouldn't have got him anyway, but you see what I mean? Like, there's some good players that get released. They're unhappy and just go out on frees. Man, he would have been good as well. Alright, there wasn't really anything there that we could find. I looked through League 2, I didn't look through League 1. Germany? I don't think I looked through Germany, you know. Don't think... Well, excuse me, I don't think I did, so we might as well do this as well. First player we see is not that bad. Oh. See, like, he's a decent right back, to be fair. If I was earlier on the button, I'd have found him, but Germany's never a priority for me. Looking at this sort of thing now, maybe it should be. Those first 2 players are pretty good. Bayern. Again, if they've found a club by now, they're never going to sign for me. I mean, sorry. If they've found a club, the chance are they probably wouldn't have signed for me anyway. If they haven't signed for a club yet, they might sign for me. So, and essentially, and it's quite painstaking, but I'll do this with every team. I'll look through every team, and I'm only really trying to find 2, maybe 3 players through doing this. Like, I'm not trying to find loads and loads of players. If you think I missed anyone, by the way, by all means, leave it in the chat. But I'm not thinking, oh, I'll sign all these guys. And yeah, I could just do that, scout them all, but then I still have to go through them and check to see if they're any good. So I prefer to do it this way. I kind of wish it didn't take a minute to load, but I guess it has to load. Schalke just haven't released anyone. Midfield right. See, he might have been quite a good player to pick up, actually. So Rene Gruber, advanced playmaker, decent physicals. Free kick taking's decent. First touch is decent. Passing's pretty good. I mean, we don't desperately need someone in this position. He's previously of Hanover. Might have dropped down. Yeah, you see? Now, he's very interested. Like, he's not brilliant. I guess we'll see what he wants in terms of money. But I do think it'd be a decent player to bring in as maybe a backup option. We've got quite a lot in that position, though. I'd prefer him to be a left-back, don't get me wrong. And that's what primarily I'm looking for. But I'm just kind of showing you the example. It might turn out, because they've been at clubs with high reputations, he might want 25k. Like, that happens a lot as well. Where you think you're going to get a player on the cheap, and you think, oh, this is going to be great, and then he goes 25k. But with players like that, he's 27. I could get him on a 3-year deal. I could pay him $4 a week or something. And I could sell him on for 2 million afterwards. So that's my logic with that. I know people are going to say you don't need more attackers, but that's more like Moneyball. Get a player in for nothing, sell him on for big. Or in our, like, at our level, big money. Because we need that sort of money. And if I'm not finding fullbacks, I might as well make use of the time. Leipzig, Stuttgart, got anyone? I've looked through some of their reserve teams in this division. I didn't look through their release players, though. So he could have been a good player to pick up, but he disappeared. There's no one there, though. We only found that one guy. And we have a game now. So let's put out sort of a second team, I guess. This should be fit enough to play, though. Do I want to change anything here? I kind of want to play Steve Conlon behind the front two. And I need to get the best out of these two somehow. What am I training him as? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, I guess Poacher advance forward. I don't like Poachers on this year's game, though. Let's try a false 9. I'm going to try him in different roles until we figure out what he's good at. Because I feel like Renato I don't get nearly enough out of. So you're the best. Thanks, ISO. That's kind. Right, I'm going to read some questions now as we play this game. So if you've got anything you want to ask, this match is the time, because I'm not as fussed about this. Although some people have said you should probably try and win this competition, Ben, to get your reputation up. You've probably got a point. I should probably try and do well in it. But I'll read the chat now and we'll do some questions as we go through this game at the same time. Lewis, be careful. Ben-Hur, what a touch. The next Pele. Oh, I thought he was released then. Keep the ball, boys. What are we doing? Nice. Oh. Do him as a shadow striker. He's already a natural there. But that's what the strikers. They're on the wrong sides. What do you mean? Ben-Hur's left-footed. So I've got him on the left, so he can cross it in if he runs down that side. Which league are you in? The Championship. Why don't you play 4-3-3 from the start of the save? It was great. It was really inconsistent, and we didn't control games anywhere near as well. That cross from O'Kelly there. I mean, it's arguably the movement from Ben-Hur. But the cross isn't bad, is it? Blimey. What? I mean, this ball here, look at his run at the back post. Look at that. Oh, and a deft little touch as well. Love that. Who's going to win the World Cup? England. What's going to be our next series? I don't know. Someone asked a question about... Oh, God, there's loads of questions. Holy... oh, God, there's loads more. There's more questions than I thought there'd be. And I've lost where we were with the questions. Oh, here we are. How do you create your kits and badge? I have ideas, like vague ideas of what I want, and then people often help by sending me things. And then we sort of go back and forth on designs, on what we want to come up with. But shout out to Request a Kit and Dan, who created the Thames badge. That's a bit wild. Is it coming home? Of course. I just come with the name Dr. Benji. It's a long story. It's not a very good story. I think it's in one of my Q&A videos, though. It was basically an old YouTube channel that I was going to do like advice on for young people when I was like 18. It just didn't happen. I just kept the name. How'd you get through your season so quickly? I don't really. What do you mean by so quickly? I mean, you might think you're doing the videos, but They still take a long time. Do I have my private save? No, I tried to start a few this year. I couldn't get any of them going. Where do I think I'll finish? Top 10. How much time do you spend on FM every day? Probably 2 or 3 hours. I'll show you how long we've played this save for after this match. How do you keep your hair so lustrous? Lustrous. It's going curly because of the weather. It's annoying me. My hair is naturally curly though, so it makes sense. France or Belgium? I think France will win. If you had to choose between Salford and Thames, what's your favourite series to make? It's pretty close. Probably Salford, but there's still a long way to go with Thames. So, we'll see. That's a bit unlucky. Oh. What about being Novo Hamburgo senior affiliate? That would be good, actually. Should think about that. Who made your music? It's from... Go on. Oh, Renato scores. That's why Ben Hur's on the left, by the way. It's from Epidemic Sound. But I go through about... I'm not even joking. I probably go through 200 different types of music, or like 200 songs, and find the right one. I do that for every series. It takes me... That's like one of the longest things I do before a series, is come up with the right music, so that I know that when I get it, it's the right music. But it took me a long time. Do you know why the space stopped uploading? I think he's just a bit tired of doing it. He just wants a bit of a break. You should tweet him and ask. Ben Hur! Yes, boys. Time to make a change. Altered Alon. The false 9. Maybe that's the future. We'll try that in a natural game. Keon Harris is going to come on in the centre. I'm training him to play there, so he needs to learn to play there. Oh my god, so many questions. I don't even know where to go. I'm going to have to miss some out. But a lot of them are World Cup related, so I hope you don't feel too bad about it. On holiday at the moment, what's the general atmosphere like at the World Cup? Everyone's just excited. I think our expectations, they've gone above our expectations, so now we're just hopeful and we're just backing them. Like we're supporting them because we want them to do well. People are really mistaking like the football's coming home thing as arrogance. Like I'm going to do a swear, so if you've got children in the room, just be aware. England have been shit for like 20 years, so when they have a really good World Cup, my god, am I going to enjoy it and like revel in it. I've sat through 6 shit World Cups, or underwhelming or disappointing World Cups. I'm going to enjoy this one. As it goes forward, what have we done there? Deary me. That was a Chocolatista, we could do. Thanks for the shout out, Ben. If anyone wants any kits done, you can find me on Twitter. Request a kit. Click his name. Why are you so sexy? Well, I mean, there are too many people asking that, so I'm going to ignore the question. What saves will you do next year? Good question. Don't know. And how many are in what episodes of Thames? Oh, probably 50. I think we'll hit 200. I think reputation is a real problem. That's why I love Altered, by the way. That incident right there, where he sprints through about 4 players. Gets a shot off. What's my opinion on Croatia? Good team. Really good players. I'm hoping they're absolutely knackered, to be honest. Having gone to penalties twice. And England can play to the best of their ability and win. And if they can't, then so it's no disgrace. Croatia have got some really good players. How long have you played on stream for? A little while more. 98 wasn't that bad. It was still the second round. Like, it was still the second round. Like, they were enjoyable. Don't get me wrong. Like, I still enjoyed them. But I'm being general, folks. I'm being general. That for a lot of World Cups, we've underwhelmed. So when we're not underwhelming, I'm going to enjoy it. Do you think Scottish, Welsh and Irish people should support England at the World Cup? They could do what they want. But there's a difference between not supporting England and intentionally just... I'm going to do another swear, sorry. So just intentionally just shitting on them constantly. There's a difference. Or like the Welsh... I don't know if anyone else did, but during the Euros, I wanted Wales to win it. Like, I was all for Wales to win it. So I think they should be... I think, like, there's a difference between not supporting us and equally just enjoying the World Cup in their own way, you know? They don't have to just constantly rag on us. I'm just enjoying my... I didn't, like, not want teams to do well. If Scotland were in the tournament, I would want Scotland to win every single game. Unless it was against England. Like, I still want them to win. I don't care about the rivalry aspect. I think it's great to have like UK teams do well. Dennis with 94% pass to completion. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate you pointing that out. Right, Rene Gruber. Huh. He can play in quite a few positions, actually. Which is equally quite good. I'm definitely going to try and sell him on. I don't know if we'll get a work permit, to be honest. I don't want to do more than 5, really. I'm going to decide on that. He wants 20 more K there, which, much of a muchness. I'm getting rid of that, which might then stop him from accepting, but he's still down. Right, I'm hoping he's worth like a few million, and we can sell him back to a German team for over $1 million next year. That's the plan. That is the plan. Let's see who my scouts have found recently. Oh, wait, are we looking at this team? Oh, is there anyone that's coming through? Ah. I don't think I'm going to want any of these guys, am I? No. Oh. When was this? This must have been ages ago. Ages ago. Alright. 50% wage increase. I'm not expecting to have him there that long, though. And it's only, what? Not even 500 quid? No, about 750 quid. That's okay. How highly do I rate Divock Origi? I think he needs more time, but I don't think he's really got more time at Liverpool, anyway. What do you think about Scouse, not English Liverpool fans? I mean, I can get why, but I don't necessarily agree with it. But again, as long as they're not hurting anyone, I know this is a really, like, sort of, I don't know, just really, like, neutral way of looking at it, but as long as they're not causing a massive fuss and being a problem, I don't really care. Like, Liverpool fans not supporting England doesn't really affect anyone. In the same way that, like, Scottish, Welsh, Irish fans not supporting England doesn't really affect anyone. Doesn't mean I agree with it. Like, but at the end of the day, they can do what they want. I don't really care. Your opinions on Pickford's World Cup performance? He's probably been the best keeper at the tournament. I think him, Lloris, Subasic all deserve a lot of credit. They've all been really good. Birmingham at home. That's a pretty good draw for us, really. We'll take it. Right, that's going to nearly bring us up on 90 minutes. So, I think... Nah, we're going to play one more. Go on. One more for the Rose. We'll play one more match, and then we're going to call it there. But thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for watching the series. I appreciate everyone stopping by today and watching. There's still going to be more transfer time for me to do a few bits if I can. Obviously going to search high and low for a left back, although I'm not massively confident, viewers, if I'm honest. I thought someone should join in West Ham. I think West Ham's, as a club at the moment, are a bit of a mess. But maybe this will be the season they turn it around a little bit. Your bum must be sore after all that. I'm not really sitting on the fence. Like, that's just what I think. Ben, you should use your director of football to sometimes. Yeah, I will do that. Just not right now. How long have you been shooting for? 90 minutes. Can I check if Bolton have any talent? I'll be looking as we play them, as I tend to do. See, I tend to just ignore all these. I'd love to know what they base it on. I'd love to, with these, it would say why. Because, like, it's saying this. I don't know if anyone else agrees. Like, it says this, but, like, why would it be better? Like, the reason of it would be suitable for our next match. Oh, okay, if you click it, it gives you more information. But even this, like, I shouldn't have to click this. It should just tell me. If it's got, like, a shorthand version, I feel like it should just tell me. I'm not going to change it anyway. There's certain things, I'll tell you what, there's certain things you don't click on in this game through, like, default in the course of a year. You forget exist. That's one of them. But I wish it told me just below in a line, change it for this reason. And if I'm thinking, yeah, we will, then it makes more sense to use it. I don't know how many people, I'll be interested to know how many people click those I knew that even when I clicked it. I'd be interested to know. At the end of the series, will he resign and see what another manager can do? I don't know. I'll definitely go 10 years in the future, though. It annoys me. Because if you're setting up a system, you're not just going to change the whole system based on your assistant's advice. You know? Who did he sign so far? You can rewind the stream or wait for the video to come out at 5. People will say this isn't available. It'll be available later. When am I next streaming on Twitch? Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. One of those. Right, let's get no. Probably tonight, actually. Thames versus Bolton. Are we favourites for this? We are, right? Yeah. We need to change the team back to quote unquote full strength. Well, I mean, we got a good point in the last game, to be fair. So I guess it's a matter of can we do that again? We actually have a bit of a decision here on who to go with. This is actually quite tough. Whether we go with Johnson, oh dear, we play Johnson in behind the front two instead of Conlon, and then we put Conlon further back. But I'd quite like Harvey in there. So really, the conversation is it Conlon, who's a lot more experienced, been around the block a little bit, or I mean Ash White needs to come as well, or Johnson, who's younger. I mean, I'm gonna go with Conlon. I feel like Conlon might be a bit of a diamond in the rough this season. I'm gonna try Renato in a false 9 again. They obviously did really well against FC Wimbledon, so hopefully we can do it all over again. Pashi, you say, go out there and impress me. Actually, that's all I want, just to be impressed. Just want to be happy. Is that so much to ask? Have you tried searching for free players after Order Reputation? Yes. What do you think about Liverpool signings? Very happy with them. Can you rewatch Twitch streams? For a few weeks, yeah. We're playing Underhill because the riverbank is being done up. You have to watch the end of last episode. There was details and information. Colin will get to the 20 assist mark, hopefully. Right then. Bolton. I did say I'd check on Bolton's team actually. We'll just check their best player. Mark Richardson. Central midfielder. Pretty solid. Not the quickest, but he's been around for a long old time. He's a Bolton man through and through. Win that, please. No, we've got to find a player when we do that. Well, I feel like this is going to be a goal conceded. After the great performance, I mean, if you give him that much time to pick a spot, he's probably going to score. We're not going to try and control this. We've conceded straight away. Bolton won their first game 3-2, was it? So they're feeling pretty good about it. Ben Hur's got an injury. Fantastic news. Just what I want to see. Hopefully it's not serious. Hopefully, I mean, this is going to sound daftly, but hopefully it's a head injury. And it doesn't affect his movement. I tell you what, he doesn't sit still, does he? Just then. When the ball was on that side, he was moving all over the shop. He's on it now. Getting involved. Good. Back on it again. Pull it across. Oh! Ben Hur and Renato. The Brazilians combine again. Marvellous. Was it Sean Bean? Did he score? Ben Hur here. This is why I like the left footer on the left side, really. Because his quality of delivery is just always going to be better into the centre. I get like he doesn't cut in as often, but I prefer that. What's his injury? Damn. Corner. Straight away a corner as well. Oh, hit the bar. Oh my, did he save that? There's no way he saved that. He must have saved it. But that's ridiculous. Let's just pause this a minute. What's Ben Hur's injury? Do I actually have to go on tactics to find out? Foot injury. Ugh. Ugh. That could just be a bruised ankle though, couldn't it? Like, it's just one of those things. I guess we're just gonna have to see. It's not really like fitness wise, he's not really struggling, so it could just be a bruised ankle, which you see quite a lot on this year's game. If that actually was saved, that was ridiculous. It's Ben, not Bean. Oh, what a miss. What a miss. Can Liverpool win the league? Of course, but I don't think they will. Harvey, good delivery in. Ben-Hur. Oh, it's gone in. Off Bird. 2-1. Ben-Hur is making things happen. Max Bird with the deflection. And Thames take a 2-1 lead. Ever since we came off control, we've been much the better side. Harvey with the ball in. I mean, we get a bit lucky, but Ben-Hur making things happen. That's what you like to see. I don't care if Ben-Hur scores 10 goals this season if he gets 30 assists or forces goals like that. Oh my word, what a header. Is that Sean Ben? Not Bean. Close. He was close. Sean Ben. There was someone that donated earlier. Who was that? Thank you so much for whoever that was. I've lost the name now. I wish it kept telling me. But thank you for that. That was really kind. I think it just goes as part of my YouTube stuff. So thanks, man. Much love to you. Thames me up to 5th. I say, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, get involved. And, of course, before you leave, do leave a like on la video. So it stays there forever. 2-2 at half-time then. Quite the half. A little bit concerned about the fitness of Ben-Hur. But I'm going to say we've been the better team. I'm going to stay assertive with them, actually, and say you weren't that bad. You can do more. And then I'm going to aggressively say you need to calm down. Why? Seems aggressive. I thought that, okay, well, they weren't all aggressive, Ben. Retrospectively, that was a bad decision. I just hope Ben-Hur isn't too injured. Again, I think because of how he's played, it's not like his movement's been affected, so I think it probably is just a bruising. Why? Go on. Street. Shoot, maybe. It's cleared. I just realised I've not done my penalty takers for this season. Oh, Vokins. Don't need a left back, mate. You're sensational, apparently. Is this ball going to be any good? Okay, well, he's hit it off another player. The skill to do that is quite something, to be fair. Conlon. He's on it. Where's he going to go with it? Out wide, then back in. Oh, we go back inside again. Renato. Look at the play from us here. Oh, what a goal. Some Scottish guy, thank you for the £1 donation. Big up the donator who you are. Matthew, was it you? I'm pretty sure it was you. Thank you, man. Harvey. Oh, ball's got to be good. The delivery has to be good. And it is good. Oh, you've got to score it. You've got to score those. Ben-Hur is still struggling. I'm tempted to make a change. But we're playing quite well. And I don't really want to switch it out right now. Conlon again. Pat Street. Renato scores! The false 9. That's what he is. He's a false 9. Oh. Finally. He's a false 9. I mean, it's all worked out in the end, viewers. It's all worked out in the end. He's a false 9. I never knew. Renato. Alright, I think with the lead now, we are going to make some changes. I think Conlon's going to come off with Altidore coming on too. And Altidore's going to play as the target man. It doesn't change a massive amount because of his pace. I should maybe make a change in the middle, but we're playing pretty well. No one's having a bad game. So there's no need to. If we can see this out, get ourselves a win on the board. It's looking pretty good. Renato with 2. Ben-Hur forced the other one, excuse me. Now we've got to look at this injury situation. But a good win. After going down as well. We did well there. A very nice victory. Well done. The midfield calmed down. That was the key, you know? That was the key. What the edge of the season? Oh, get to the playoffs. Try and get as close to 6th as possible. But I think top 10 is pretty likely. But that's a really good result. Cardiff and Notts County to come 2. Notts County should definitely be winnable. And Cardiff and us are pretty similar. So I guess we'll see. Tight Achilles, 1 to 2 days. Not a problem. That's actually fine. Right then, viewers, that is going to wrap things up for today. Thank you so much for watching the live stream. If you're watching on the rebroadcast, thank you for tuning in as well. It was quite a long video today, so if you got to this point, congrats to you. And yes, I will see you again soon. 100 minutes of Thames. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Next time we meet, we'll run through the transfer business as well as hopefully a few more incomings. Rennie Gruber might join as well as Bjorn Nass, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. So if you've had fun, do drop a like on it. If you want to see some more, do subscribe to the channel and at Dr. Benji on Twitter. If you've got yourself a Thames shirt, you can still get one now if you wish to. There's a link in the description, and do send me a picture on Twitter if you want one. I've got a new series starting soon as well, in sort of late August, beginning of August even, called Sunday at 7. It's going to be a live talking radio show, just like you're watching this video now or the stream now. It'll be available. We'll be doing it at 7 o'clock on Sundays, and we will be talking about all the football stuff, and you can call in via my Discord channel. I think there's a link to my Discord in the description down below. Of course, you can find me on all sorts of things, and I've just put up the wrong graphic, so well done me. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. Daily Football Manager 2018 videos. That's going to wrap things up, and I will see you again soon with Love With Care from me. That's mentioned. Until next time, have a good afternoon, and it's coming home, boys. It's coming home. I was going to play the England one, but we'll put Thames on.